G'day guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'll be going through and predicting every single game of the 2024 AFL season. And yeah, let's jump straight into it with opening round. I'll try and move through these as fast as possible. And this will obviously not be my actual predictions for the 2024 AFL season, as I'll probably throw in a few upsets and try and make this table and end of season look as funny as possible. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. First game, Sydney versus Melbourne at the SCG. I'm going to go with the Swans in a bit of a close game there to start the season. And as you can see, as I might have to move the camera a little bit, they are now on top of the table. Brisbane at the Gabba should be too strong for Carlton. Gold Coast should get a nice win over Richmond to start the season. And I'm actually going to tip Collingwood to win this game by a singular point in the first round of the season. And Gold Coast, can you believe, are on top of the table. Now, moving on, I think Carlton should get a big win here to start off round one, or the proper round one. Whoopsie daisies, we don't really want to enter in a manual tip. They'll win it by 42 points. I think Collingwood, I'm trying to attend this game. I'll try and maybe point out a few games I'll try and attend for Collingwood-wise. They should win this one in a fairly close game. Essendon v Hawthorn, I'm actually going to go the Hawks. As you'll see, I'll probably tip them a lot throughout this video. Giants at the Showground should absolutely flog North Melbourne by over 60 points. Geelong should win pretty comfortably at Cardinia over the Saints. Gold Coast, I'm actually going to go with them to win against the Crows in a really good game at Heritage Bank. I think Melbourne should be too strong for Bulldogs and win this by 20 points to get their account open for 2024. I think Port should absolutely demolish West Coast and win by over 70 points. I actually think Freo might get a close win here over Brisbane by 2 points to end off the first proper round, if you want to call it that, to start the season off. And yeah, as you can see there, Gold Coast is still on top, and Collingwood as well, the only two teams apart from Port and Geelong and Hawthorn, and Fremantle, that are undefeated. Now, at the MCG, Collingwood should be too strong for the Saints. They'll win that by 27 points and go to the top of the table. The Crows should win that. I'll probably tip them to win most of their games at home. Why not? Let's go an upset. Cheeky little one. North can get their first win of the season. Hawthorn, I'm actually going to say they win that decently in a high-scoring game against Melbourne. Sydney should probably flog the Bombers at the SCG. Let's be real. I think that's Mars Stadium. Why not? Let's go the Suns. In a bit of an upset, the Western Bulldogs, they go 0-2. Richmond versus Port at the MCG. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to go the Power by 4 points. And even at Perth, I do see West Coast challenging GWS, but GWS pulling away late and being too strong. Brisbane should beat us, let's be real, up at the Gabba. I don't think they're going to lose a game up there. Now, this one could be close at Marvel, but I'm going to go Carlton. At Perth Stadium, don't be surprised if Freo win this, but I'm actually going to go the Crows. At Marvel, I'm going to go the Saints. Adelaide Oval, go Port. Bulldogs should win that pretty comfortably. Then again, West Coast did challenge them at Marvel last year, so I'll make it a little bit closer. Richmond, why not? Actually no, I'll go Sydney in a heartbreaker by 2 points. Sydney are going to be really good this year. Hawthorn, maybe not that big, maybe 19 points in a bit of an Easter Monday classic. Adelaide should win to start off gather round, of course. Brisbane will flog North at Norwood. Same with Port against Essendon. Now we'll go Sydney in a close one. Why not? Let's go Fremantle. Carlton don't play too well at Adelaide Oval. We'll go with the Dogs. Gold Coast upset, which puts them 4-0. Wow, that is incredible. St Kilda should win that, and the Pies by 4 goals to end off gather round. An interesting table so far. We got Port Adelaide on top of the table, and we got Essendon sitting in dead last with 0-4, but Richmond are actually 0-5, so Richmond really have been the worst team this season technically. And I think Melbourne should win this at the MCG. To get their second win of the season, a much-needed win for them. The Doggies should win that. The Giants, Carlton at Marvel, just. Gold Coast, Port Adelaide should win that pretty comfortably by 60 points at Freo at the Adelaide Oval. Geelong will win big at Cardinia. Why not? West Coast upset. They get their first win of the season. Richmond are 0-6. Wow. Wow, I'm not going the Bulldogs by that much, but they will beat the Saints at Marvel, in my opinion. Gee, they're up high. Gee, that's already a bit of a surprise. But obviously this isn't going to be my proper predictions or anything, so it doesn't really matter. Adelaide will win that. Collingwood, Carlton. I'm going to move through them really, really quickly now. Brisbane will win that big. Freo just. Sydney. Why not? Let's go North Melbourne. That's a huge upset over the Hawks. Melbourne, Collingwood. This is a big game. This is like a new Anzac Day night game or something. I'll just zoom out a bit. I think we'll go the Giants in a bit of an upset. As they move up to 6th. Port, Adelaide, just in Tassie. Carlton, Freo, Gold Coast. Who else? Gee, this is going to be a big game. Hawthorn versus Sydney at the SCG. That's a tricky one to predict, but I'm actually going to go the Hawks to win it by a point. Round 8. This is going to be a really good round, and I'm going to go the Crows to win that. Collingwood. Gee, maybe that's a bit biased. 7-1. SCG, we'll go the Swans, the Saints. Why not? Cats upset. West Coast upset. Richmond upset. They get their first win of the season finally after going 0-7. And Essendon, oh my goodness, they're 0-8. What am I doing to them? Bulldogs, Brisbane, Carlton, Geelong in a bit of an upset at Cardinia Park. And Freo will win that at Perth. Down in Tassie, the Hawks will be too strong for the Saints. Essendon get their first win of the season finally in round 9. Richmond get back-to-back wins with a comfortable win over the Bulldogs. Gold Coast will absolutely flog the North by 67. And will flog the Eagles as well. Adelaide will win that just to end off round 9. So after 9 rounds, we've got Collingwood on top and Essendon on the bottom. Okay, and Hawthorn are in 8th. So that's quite a funny little prediction so far. But obviously heaps could change. Gold Coast should win that. Wow, they are 8-2. Jesus Christ. Sydney should win that. Collingwood again. I've really got to start making us lose some more games. GWS, we're not going to be this good, that's for sure. St Kilda, Brisbane, Essendon, Port. Gee, I can see West Coast winning this, but I'm going to tip Melbourne just. Bulldogs, Freo, why not? I've got to tip us eventually. But Jesus, Fremantle are a 9th. I had them finishing 16th or 17th, so that's unbelievable. Port should win. I'll go Carlton. Finally, Gold Coast lose a game. GWS in a bit of an upset. We'll go with Essendon to win that one. They're picking up some form now, Essendon. I think that's 3 wins in a row for them. Hawthorn in a bit of a thriller at Marvel against Brisbane. You don't see that matchup too often. Melbourne will win that. Adelaide will win big. Port will win. Collingwood at Marvel just. Hawthorn will win, moving them up to 7th. West Coast get a sneaky little upset over the Saints, which puts them 16th. Wow. Geelong will win that at Cardinia. Melbourne will win that pretty comfortably. Gold Coast, Adelaide, Brisbane just. Gee, Brisbane are quite low. Hawthorn should win that. West Coast, St Kilda, Sydney, Carlton, Collingwood. Brisbane will win this one really, really big. Sorry, Saints fans. Bulldogs will win that. we'll go Hawthorn to win comfortably. Adelaide at home. Collingwood just. GWS just by a point. That'll be a really good game. Carlton by 17. Port will beat Brisbane at Adelaide Oval. The Giants will win at the Showgrounds. The D's will win big. The Bombers will win big. Freo will win comfortably. Brisbane. Essendon get another win. Essendon are climbing up the table, everyone. Gold Coast will beat us in a bit of an upset, which puts them in 4th. Wow, and why not? North need a win. Get them off the bottom. Richmond are last. Do we give them a win? No, we'll go Carlton because they need to get a few more wins. St Kilda in a bit of an upset over Port. Sydney will win that. Adelaide won't win that big. It'll be a close one. West Coast, why not? Let's give them a 1-point upset. Brisbane, Collingwood, or Geelong at Cardinia. Now, this one's going to be a draw. There's your first draw of the season. GWS drawing to Carlton at the Showgrounds. Melbourne will win that. North will get a 1-point win. Gee, there's been a few 1-point wins. St Kilda will win that over the Swans in a bit of an upset. Port will win that. Freo, Collingwood, Port just. That's like their first loss at Metricon, or Heritage Bank, sorry. The Suns. Hawthorn will win that. Melbourne. The Giants are down low. Man, they can win that over the Tigers. The Swannies will win big over the North. North have copped a few smashings. Look at West Coast percentage. Wow. Carlton, Adelaide, Brisbane. Brisbane back-to-back games, I just realised. This is when, like, the schedule's, not been confirmed. They'll win that by 59 points. Bit of a title race there between those two, and even Port and Adelaide are in it. Carlton could be in it now as well, with a huge win over North. Adelaide will win that. Geelong, Giants, Hawthorn in a bit of an upset. Probably Ginnivan after the siren, bloody hell. St Kilda by 30, Port, Freo, Carlton, Collingwood. Let's go the Suns. Let's try and make the Suns make the finals. That'd be nice and funny, wouldn't it? The Giants, why not? Bloody effort. Take that, Geelong. North win by 25 points. They're going to score over 100. Wow. If that happens, that would be crazy. St Kilda will win that by a goal. Sydney, Adelaide. Gee, that was actually a bit too big. We'll lessen it. Why not? West Coast can get a derby win over Freo. They're 15th. They've won 6 games. What am I doing? Honestly, like, Richmond are last, and they're going to come last. They're 2-17. This is absolutely absurd. Collingwood will win that by 26. Essendon will win by 5. Geelong will win at Cardinia. Giants will win at Manuka. Why not? North will beat Richmond to probably confirm the wooden spoon. Wow. Brisbane will win by 2 goals. Bulldogs, Port Adelaide. Gold Coast. Let's try and make them make the finals. They'll win it by a point. Oh my God, they're going to make it. They are going to make it. Oh, not necessarily, actually. I was looking down below 9th. Hawthorn are still in the race, but this is pretty much what I predicted in my early season predictions for the top 8. Melbourne in 10th. Fremantle are way too high. That's unbelievable. What a fun little prediction this is going to be. Brisbane will win, obviously, at the Gabba. They'll win comfortably. Hawthorn will beat Carlton in a huge upset to really try and change the finals race. Essendon will beat Gold Coast just because they need a few more wins. Melbourne will win. This is getting crazy now. North will win in Tassie. Richmond will finally get another win. Sydney will beat us to really try and mix things up a bit. Melbourne is still technically a chance, mathematically. Adelaide will win that. Freo always beat Geelong, let's be real. Collingwood will win pretty big at the G. Essendon and Sydney, this one's going to be a draw. that'll be interesting to see what happens now with 3 teams all there in 5th, 6th, 7th with a draw. There's a bit of a top 4 race as well, as I did predict in my proper season predictions. Gold Coast will beat Melbourne. The Giants will win that over Freo. Hawthorn will beat Richmond. St Kilda will beat Geelong. Bulldogs will smash North. Port will win in a showdown finally over Adelaide. And West Coast will beat Carlton by 3 points to end off round 23. This is what the ladder looks like heading into the final round of the season. Brisbane are in 4th. I bet those 14 wins probably all came at the Gabba. Wow. Port Adelaide in 2nd. That is so unrealistic compared to my proper predictions. And Fremantle in 11th is pretty crazy as well. And even Geelong in 14th. That's pretty crazy stuff. But anyways, let's move into the final round of the season. Brisbane will get a 60-point win over Essendon to win their season and confirm bottom 4 for the Bombers. Brisbane looks like they're probably going to finish 4th. But who knows? Carlton will beat St Kilda to lock in a top 8 spot for them. Geelong will flog West Coast at Kardinia Park. Absolutely flog them. Which puts them up to 13th with a pretty decent percentage. Hawthorn won't win by that much against North, but they will still smash them, which probably confirms a top 8 spot for them. Yes, it does. All they had to do was win, I believe. Why not? We'll mix things up. Melbourne will get a win over us. We're gone 17-6, but locked in the minor premiership. Go us. Or do we do it? Why not? Dimmer beats their old mob at the G, and Gold Coast are going to play finals. That is absolutely unbelievable. Or do we do it to the Giants? Sydney win by a goal. Oh, and it's not enough. Their percentage isn't good enough. The Bulldogs will beat GWS. Oh my God, look at the percentage. GWS are going to make the finals by the looks of things by percentage over Sydney. Wow. I think that's pretty much it. We've still got a bit of a top 4 race. I think Port will come out trying and get a pretty big win there. Oh, and that's the final game. So they'll end up finishing 2nd. There's your top 8, everyone. Richmond in last is the big story there. 3 wins and 20 losses. Look, this is a bit of a fun prediction. There's no way this is going to be my real predictions in real life. There's no way Richmond are finishing below West Coast and North Melbourne. Especially with like all their stars. But like anyways, let's move on. Maybe try and tip a few upsets in the finals. Look at that. Hawthorn came 6th. Gold Coast came 7th. GWS came 8th. This is crazy. And look at some of these finals. We've got a qualifying final rematch as well. I think Collingwood should probably beat the Crows comfortably. I want to tip the Giants. Stuff Carlton. I know they're going to be really good this year, but they're out in the first week of the finals in my little squiggle ladder predictions. And why not? We'll go Hawthorn. Sorry, Gold Coast, you're out of the finals in the first week. And I do think Brisbane should beat Port. Realistically, if we're basing off this season, Brisbane will be better. Let's just face it. You can't really see the grand final there, so I might have to zoom out a bit here. Adelaide versus GWS. GWS, why not? They're going to do what they did last year. They're going to go to Adelaide Oval and beat an Adelaide team. And we got 2 Adelaide Oval semi-finals. That's crazy. When was the last time that happened? And why not? Both Adelaide teams knocked out after making top 4. Hawthorn are into a prelim final against Collingwood. Oh my goodness, what am I saying? What am I doing? Into a prelim final. This is crazy stuff. Collingwood, let's do it. Why not? Collingwood will win that. We don't want a grand final rematch. Effort. GWS will win by a point against Brisbane up at the Gabba. And then we got a Collingwood versus GWS grand final. And as much as I'd kind of like GWS to win it, not over my team though. We're going to go back to back. Why not? Collingwood are going to win the 2024 flag. Let's be real. they're the favourites. It's going to be very, very difficult for a team to probably beat us. I can't believe I'm saying that with so much confidence after a couple years ago when we were, what, second last. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this fun little squiggle ladder predictions, and I'll see you guys very, very soon for my real proper 2024 AFL predictions.